Namaste everybody. I'm just going to continue on with the ion discourses. See if we can get another discourse done. Okay. This Discourse 22, December the 15th, 1932. Saint Germain. Invocation. Thou infinite abiding presence, thy all-pervading light, thy opulence of substance is omnipresent and all-pervading. We open the activity of the out consciousness into the conscious direction and moulding into form of every good thing we desire. We give praise and thanks for thy intelligent action in these minds, with thy love, thy wisdom, and thy power to guide them, to raise them into all perfection. I bring you greetings from the Ascended Ones, whoever ministered to the messengers of light, wrapping their mantles of light, illumination, and protection about them. The discourse. I had not intended to explain quite yet the undesirable or the undesirability of any thought or condition of the psychic plane, but the demand compels it to come forth. In the first place, the student must understand that what is called the psychic plane has nothing whatsoever to do with spirituality. It is a faculty of the human consciousness, which can be brought into play by human beings who will give sufficient attention to it. But the individual who wishes to reach into the psychic plane alone, either consciously or unconsciously, had better never been born into that embodiment. The fascination of the phenomena of the psychic plane, I assure you, is most alluring for those who attend, and those whose attention becomes firmly anchored in the psychic plane do not loosen themselves from it in that embodiment, and it may take several embodiments to free them. Now, this is a good warning to anybody who's wanting to dabble into Ouija boards or psychic work of any type before they're ready. If you're still vibrating in third density, you should not go anywhere near the psychic plane, say Saint Germain. Okay, to continue. In all strata of consciousness, there is a fragment of truth unrecognized, otherwise it would not be possible for it to be sustained. Because you must understand that in all things and in all activities there is some more or less of the God energy acting, misused truly, but nevertheless active. The sincere student will give no attention to the phenomena of psychic seeing or hearing, but understands that he or she must push directly through, by the power of the inner will, through his or her outer determination, and enter within the electronic belt where only the truth is expressed. Beloved students, while it is necessary to explain this, I want you to make up your own minds not to have any fear. Within the psychic stratum of thought and feeling is the principal activity of what we know as the sinister force in this world. Sometimes souls with splendid inner attainments, not understanding the true reality of this which I speak, have allowed their attention to become drawn to this stratum because of the premature awakening of the physical faculty by a semblance of truth being presented to them and some phenomena enough to hold their attention. After the attention becomes fixed, everyone without exception will find that semblance of truth disappearing. One of these attributes, which is perhaps most fascinating, is the false prophecies which are made, causing the individual to make wild prophecies, and once in a while one being fulfilled, in order to bind the attention more strongly. With this, there is also a certain substance which is drawn into the brain. I may not yet explain further to you. This makes it impossible. Okay, I'm being shown. I can tell you if you would like to know. I'm being shown by my higher self. The substance is a white liquid substance. It's really it's liquid light, but it's a white liquid-like substance that draws up the kundalini from the bottom of your spine, or the red ray, all the way up to the indigo ray, which is your third eye chakra. Don't forget your violet ray, your seventh chakra, is purely, it's mostly readout. It's a total readout for all of your other chakras to see if they're in balance or not. You see, it's not about having certain chakras or certain energy points or certain rays of energy stronger than others. It's all about balance. We need to balance all of our sacred energy centers to gain harmony, divine harmony. Okay, sorry, sometimes my house elf chirps in. So it's like a light, it's like a white liquidy substance that spirals up your spine. This makes it impossible for the master to interfere to help the individual because of his own free will by which he has accepted it. There are a few cases, however, in which the individual realized the mistake before he had gone too far, and by intense calling to the liberated one of the brothers was sent to release the individual completely. There is occasionally a rare nature who, because of its great purity, passes through this psychic stratum without even knowing it or contracting it. This kind of individual is very fortunate indeed. The forces within the stratum work most directly upon the feeling nature, and this means upon the passion of the individual, because it is most easily reached and been shown the magnetic center, your heart center, the green ray. To continue, men and women who have lost the controlling power over their passion, which may be either sex or anger, have knowingly or unknowingly become entangled in the psychic stratum of thought and feeling, thereby opening the doors of their beautiful and wondrous temples of God. Through the open door, the forces within the psychic stratum fasten upon them, intensifying their own passion into an uncontrolled condition, which otherwise might be controlled. Far better had such individuals walked into a den of rattlesnakes, for they then would have but thrown off the physical bodies and been free. But once embellished in the psychic sphere, they are often bound for many embodiments. Why is this? Because they make records within their mental worlds from which they do not know how to extricate themselves. Consequently, these souls are reborn again with those same tendencies until after the second or third embodiment they become the depraved creatures you see about you wherever you go. Sometimes the influence is cunning enough to hide this from the outer world for a long time, this carrying on its nefarious work, as it thinks, in secret. Here comes the most heart-rending part of this explanation. I mean to say, it seems so far from the outer sense. On the higher planes of activity, there are great stratum to help through their radiation to break its hold upon humanity. These volunteers are both masculine and feminine. More often, however, they are feminine. This explains why beautiful souls in a female embodiment become united in outer marriage with the masculine soul, who has become enmeshed in this psychic condition. Often, the individuals thus enmeshed become most cunningly sensitive and with remarkable accuracy sense conditions, thus many times causing others with whom they come into contact with temporarily to think this real. If individuals coming to the point of being united in marriage, man-made, would call out to the God within, the mighty I Am Presence, that if this marriage is taking place through the desire of passion, let it never be done. Great grief and torture would thus be avoided. So this is, of course, talking about the primordial natures of the red ray, primarily the red ray and the orange and the red ray and the orange ray. Like the lower qualities of the red ray and the orange ray, the negative qualities. So to continue, the individuals who, through their own efforts or through instruction being presented to them, get the true understanding of what the mighty I Am Presence means, that it is the true and mighty self, and holds earnestly to it. Never again can they be drawn into those discordant things, unless from their own volunteering from the higher planes of activity where they know exactly what they are doing. War periods more rapidly than any other open individuals to this psychic plane. Consequently, it has always been observed that after war periods there is always a great unleashing of the uncontrolled passion that at any other time. Knowing this should in no wise cause anyone to fear this psychic stratum. If students find themselves conscious of passing through it, they should instantly take the consciousness, I am the controlling master presence, always victorious, and they will instantly find strength to face whatever appears and go fearlessly and serenely through. Okay, we're coming up to 11 minutes and we're just getting to a beautiful point as well. But yeah, that's it for now. I'll see you in part 2. Namaste.